Hello and welcome to the Learn English Lab. I'm your host, Mike, and today we're diving deep into the best U.S. cities to visit in 2025. Planning a trip can be overwhelming.
Right.
So we're here to give you the inside scoop. Joining me is Sarah, our resident travel guru.
Hey, Mike. Thanks for having me. I'm always excited to talk about travel, especially when it comes to discovering, those hidden gems and upcoming hotspots.
And that's precisely what we're doing today. We're not just talking about the usual tourist traps. We're looking at cities that are buzzing right now with a special energy that makes them particularly exciting in 2025. These are cities that are having a moment.
Right. It's about capturing that zeitgeist, What's making people excited about these places right now? What's drawing them in?
Absolutely, and the variety on this list is incredible. We've got everything from sprawling metropolises to charming smaller cities.
I love that.
Historic landmarks alongside cutting-edge cultural scenes. It's proof that there's a perfect U.S. city out there for everyone.
You can really tailor your trip to your own interests. Whether you're a history buff, a foodie, an art lover, or an adventure seeker, there's a city on this list that will speak to you.
Okay, so let's get started. Our first stop takes us to the city that never sleeps. New York City. It's a place that's constantly evolving, reinventing itself with each passing season.
You know what's fascinating about New York? It's not just about the skyscrapers and the bright lights. It's about the energy, the constant hum of activity, the feeling that anything can happen. This is a city that thrives on change. And that's what keeps it so captivating.
I've heard they're even becoming a sports hub now.
It's true.
Who would have thought?
Forget the stereotype of New Yorkers only caring about Broadway. The city's embracing its athletic side in a big way. You've got the Liberty's recent championship win. The Yankees are always a contender. And with massive events like the FIFA Club World Cup and the World Cup final heading to MetLife Stadium, there's a palpable buzz around sports in the city.
Sounds like a great time to be a sports fan in New York. All right, next up, we're heading down south to New Orleans, a city known for its resilience, its ability to bounce back from anything life throws its way.
New Orleans is a city that knows how to celebrate life, even in the face of adversity. It's that unshakable spirit that makes it so unique. For travelers, it means you'll encounter a culture that's both deeply rooted and constantly evolving, a place where joy and resilience are intertwined.
And speaking of celebrating, they've got the Super Bowl coming up. The Prospect 6 art exhibition is going to be huge, and even new hotels and entertainment venues are popping up. Did you hear about the one Big Freddy is opening?
No.
A hotel, restaurant, swim club, and music venue all rolled into one.
Now that's what I call a quintessential New Orleans experience. It perfectly encapsulates that eclectic blend of cultures, the phenomenal food scene, and of course the legendary live music that permeates every corner of the city.
Okay, next we're off to the Windy City, Chicago, often called the Second City. But let's be real, it definitely holds its own.
Chicago has this incredible blend of world-class offerings alongside a very down-to-earth Midwestern vibe. You've got Michelin-starred restaurants next to family-run pizza joints, iconic museums alongside hidden art galleries and up-and-coming neighborhoods. It's a city of contrasts, and that's what makes it so dynamic.
And for all the Harry Potter fans out there, get ready, because Harry Potter and the Cursed Child is kicking off its first North American tour.
Wow.
With a 4-month residency in Chicago.
What a perfect fit. Chicago is a theater lover's paradise, and to see that play in such a theatrically rich city is a truly special experience. It really speaks to Chicago's ability to attract top-tier entertainment across the board, whether it's theater music or festivals.
From Broadway in Chicago to Lollapalooza, they certainly know how to put on a show. All right, let's head west now to the City of Angels, Los Angeles. Despite some recent challenges, LA is still looking towards the future with optimism, especially with the 2028 Olympics on the horizon.
Los Angeles is a city that's always pushing boundaries, always innovating. The Olympics are just one example. You see it in their tech scene, their focus on sustainability, their ever-evolving art and culture scene. It's a city that's constantly reinventing itself, while still holding on to its Hollywood glamour.
Speaking of reinventing, the art and culture scene is exploding right now. A new wing at the Natural History Museum, the upcoming Lucas Museum, a brand new campus at LACMA. They even have a Getty-funded series called PST Art, Art and Science Collide, happening right now.
It's amazing how LA manages to balance this cutting-edge innovation with a deep appreciation for its history and heritage. The revitalization of iconic landmarks like the Holly Hot House and Echo Park Lake shows their commitment to preserving the city's unique character.
It's that mix of old and new that makes LA so captivating. Okay, our next stop takes us to the nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Of course, it's known for its political significance and iconic monuments, but there's so much more to this city.
Washington, D.C. is more than just a center of government. It's a city with a soul, a rich cultural tapestry woven from history, art, music, and food. It's a place where you can feel the weight of the past while also experiencing the vibrancy of the present.
And the food scene is off the charts. The article raved about everything from legendary steakhouses to food trucks serving up local favorites like mambo sauce. Plus, you've got world-class museums, many of which are free, and a lively happy hour scene that's perfect for unwinding after a day of sightseeing.
It's that blend of history, culture, and everyday life that makes DC so appealing. You can wander through grand monuments, immerse yourself in art, and then grab a bite at a local favorite all in a single day.
Sounds like the perfect itinerary. Okay, we've covered 5 incredible cities, and we're just getting started. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll be back with 5 more amazing U.S. cities to consider for your 2025 travels. All right, let's jump back into our list of the best U.S. cities to visit in 2025. Next up, we're heading to the Sunshine State, specifically Miami, Florida. You know, when people think of Miami, they often picture beaches and nightlife,
Right.
but there's so much more to this city than meets the eye.
What's interesting about Miami is how it defies expectations. Yes, it has those gorgeous beaches and a vibrant nightlife, but it also boasts a thriving arts and culture scene, a culinary landscape that rivals some of the world's best, and a reverse mix of neighborhoods, each with its own unique flavor.
It's like you get the best of both worlds. You can relax on the beach during the day and then immerse yourself in the city's energy at night.
Exactly, and let's not forget about those distinct neighborhoods. You've got the Art Deco glamour of South Beach, the Cuban culture of Little Havana, the bohemian vibes of Coconut Grove, and the edgy street art scene in Wynwood. It's a city that constantly surprises you.
All right, our next stop takes us to a city that prides itself on its weirdness, Austin, Texas. Now, everyone says Austin is weird, but what does that actually mean for a visitor?
Keep Austin Weird is more than just a slogan, it's a way of life. It's about embracing individuality, creativity, and a sense of community. You see it in the quirky shops, the offbeat music venues, the food trucks serving up unexpected culinary creations. It's a city that encourages you to be yourself.
So it's not just about being strange for the sake of being strange, there's a real authenticity to it.
Exactly. It's about celebrating what makes Austin unique and encouraging visitors to embrace that uniqueness as well. And of course, we can't talk about Austin without mentioning the music. It's the live music capital of the world for a reason.
Okay, I have to ask, is the hype about Austin's music scene really true?
It's absolutely true.
Or is it just marketing?
But it's not just about big names or fancy venues. What makes Austin special is that music is woven into the fabric of everyday life. You can find incredible musicians playing in dive bars, coffee shops, even on street corners. It's truly part of the city's DNA.
Okay, I'm sold on Austin. Now let's head north to Boston, Massachusetts, a city that seamlessly blends history with modernity.
Boston is a fascinating city because it allows you to walk through centuries in just a few blocks. You can stand on the Freedom Trail, imagining the footsteps of revolutionaries, and then step into a cutting-edge art gallery or a Michelin-starred restaurant. It's a city that honors its past while embracing the future.
And it's so walkable, which is great for visitors who want to explore at their own pace. Plus, they have a fantastic public transportation system, so getting around is a breeze.
And let's not forget about Boston's proximity to the water. You can enjoy harbor cruises, whale watching tours, or simply relax on one of the many beaches just outside the city. It adds another layer of charm to the Boston experience.
Right, we're heading back to Texas for our next city, Dallas. It's often associated with cowboys and oil, but Dallas is so much more than that.
Dallas is a city that's constantly evolving, shedding old stereotypes, and embracing its diverse modern identity. Yes, you can still find that cowboy culture in honky-tonk bars and rodeos, but you'll also discover a thriving arts and culture scene, a diverse culinary landscape, and a growing reputation as a fashion hub.
I've heard Dallas has a fantastic food scene,
It's true.
thanks in part to its large immigrant population.
Dallas's culinary landscape reflects its cosmopolitan character. You can find everything from traditional Texan barbecue to authentic Ethiopian food, Vietnamese pho, Korean kimchi. It's a foodie adventure waiting to happen.
And for those who love to shop, Dallas is a shopper's paradise. You'll find high-end boutiques, vintage shops, and everything in between, making it a great place to find unique treasures. Okay, for our final stop on this deep dive, we're traveling to another Texas city, San Antonio. It's a city that's deeply rooted in history, but also brimming with modern energy.
San Antonio is a place where history comes alive. You can visit the Alamo, walk the Riverwalk, and explore the Spanish missions that dot the city. It's a window into Texas's fascinating past.
And speaking of history, they're getting a new World Heritage Center that will serve as a gateway to the San Antonio Mission's National Historical Park. That sounds like a must-visit for history buffs.
Absolutely, but San Antonio is also a city that embraces the present. They have a vibrant arts and culture scene, world-class museums, theaters, and music venues, and of course, we can't forget about the food.
San Antonio's culinary scene is a delicious blend of Texan and Mexican influences, resulting in some truly unique flavors and dishes.
From classic Tex-Mex to upscale dining experiences, there's something to satisfy every palate in San Antonio.
And for those who love to party, San Antonio knows how to celebrate. The city's annual Fiesta San Antonio is a 10-day extravaganza, featuring parades, live music, food, and cultural events. It's a testament to San Antonio's vibrant spirit and its ability to embrace both its history and its modern identity. Wow, Sarah, we've explored 10 incredible cities across the United States, each with its own distinct personality and appeal.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it? From the bustling streets of New York City to the laid-back vibes of Miami, from the historical charm of Boston to the modern energy of Dallas, we've covered a lot of ground.
And I think what's most impressive is the sheer diversity of experiences these cities offer. Whether you're a history buff, a foodie, an art enthusiast, or a nature lover, there's a city on this list that's perfect for you.
I completely agree, Mike, and I think this deep dive has really highlighted the importance of considering your personal interests and travel style when planning a trip. What might be an amazing experience for one person could be completely different for another.
That's a great point, Sarah. So as you're thinking about your 2025 travel plans, take some time to reflect on what kind of experience you're seeking. Do you want to immerse yourself in history and culture? Do you want to indulge in delicious food and drinks? Do you want to explore the great outdoors? Once you know what you're looking for, you can start narrowing down your choices and find the perfect city for your next adventure.
And don't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone. Sometimes the most unexpected destinations can lead to the most rewarding experiences. Who knows, you might discover a new favorite city that you never even considered before.
Well said, Tara. This has been such an insightful deep dive. Thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us today.
It's been my pleasure, Mike. I always enjoy talking about travel, and I hope we've inspired our listeners to start planning their next U.S. adventure.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us on this journey across the United States. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more fascinating explorations of the world around us. Until next time, happy travels. All right, we're back and ready to wrap up our whirlwind tour of the best U.S. cities to visit in 2025. We've covered a lot of ground from the East Coast to the West Coast.
It's been quite an adventure, hasn't it? And what's really struck me is how each city has its own unique personality, its own rhythm, its own story to tell.
I think that's what makes travel so rewarding. It's about discovering those hidden gems, those unexpected experiences, those moments that make you say, wow, I never knew this existed.
Absolutely, and I think this deep dive has highlighted the importance of approaching travel with a sense of curiosity, a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone and embrace the unexpected.
So for anyone listening who's feeling inspired to plan their 2025 travels, what advice would you give them, Sarah?
First, think about what kind of experience you're seeking. Are you drawn to history and culture? Do you crave vibrant nightlife and culinary adventures? Are you looking for outdoor activities and natural beauty? Once you have a sense of what you're looking for, you can start narrowing down your choices.
And don't be afraid to consider destinations you might not have thought of before. Sometimes the most surprising places can lead to the most memorable experiences.
Exactly. Do your research, talk to people who have traveled to these cities, and most importantly, be open to new experiences. You never know what hidden treasures you might uncover.
Well said, Sarah. This has been such an insightful deep dive. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us today.
It's been my pleasure, Mike. I always love talking about travel, and I hope we've inspired our listeners to embark on their own U.S. adventures.
And to all our listeners out there, thank you for joining us on this journey across the United States. We hope you've discovered some new cities to add to your travel bucket list.
Remember, travel is about more than just checking destinations off a list. It's about immersing yourself in new cultures, trying new foods, and creating memories that will last a lifetime.
So get out there, explore, and discover the magic that awaits you in these incredible U.S. cities. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more fascinating explorations of the world around us. Until next time, happy travels.